Hey, what is up guys? I'm KBHD here, and my challenge for this video is to talk about USB and to keep it somewhat interesting, and also to get a point across. So USB is Universal Serial Bus. Keyword being universal. This full-size USB-A has been around for years, but our devices are now getting too small and too powerful, honestly, to keep using this huge legacy port. So it's time to USB-C all the things. We're slowly closing in on a day where we can go to work or go on vacation and just bring one cable and one charger. Just one thing to charge our laptop, our tablets, our phones, everything. But we're just not quite there yet. So knowing that we're on our way towards USB Type-C for everything, and actually ever since the MacBook Pro review, people have been asking, well, if we want to stay ahead of the curve, if we don't want to get left behind, we got to get stuff that's good now. So what are the best USB Type-C accessories available right now? This video is for those. So a normal thing you've probably used at some point is a flash drive, a full-size USB flash drive, obviously. But if devices in the future are all going to use USB Type-C instead, you're going to want a USB Type-C flash drive. And actually, SanDisk takes this a step further and has made this, which is a regular USB-C flash drive on one end and a full-size USB on the other end. And it's two different connectors, but it's the same drive. So same files, same storage, same everything, just expands compatibility. So that should help bridge the gap for someone living in, like, say, 2017. I'll leave a link to this and everything else I talk about right below that like button. So we all have regular headphones, and we've all probably seen wireless headphones and even lightning headphones. I made a video all about those. But what we haven't seen that much of is USB Type-C headphones, mostly because there haven't been that many devices to drop the headphone jack and just have USB Type-C, Moto Z. So until then, I wouldn't expect to see that many, but when that keeps happening in 2017, I'm telling you it's going to happen now, we're going to start to see more USB Type-C headphones. So until then, this is the one and only pair of USB-C headphones I've found. Obviously, they're earbuds, so if you don't like earbuds, you're not going to like these. But hopefully there should be way more in the next year. I'm also hoping that wireless charging becomes much more popular than it has been, because you kind of want to still be able to charge and listen to music at the same time. Anyway, one of the bigger downsides of moving to USB Type-C was actually the loss of MagSafe charging in the new MacBook Pros. They all use USB Type-C to charge, so there's no more MagSafe. Luckily, Griffin has come to the rescue, and they've made this USB Type-C MagSafe replacement that accomplishes the same effect. If you don't mind always having this little nub always sticking out of your computer, it works the same way. It's not perfect, and sometimes if you yank it straight off, it takes both parts out of your computer, but it's still better than having that cable drag your laptop off your desk. And there's also car chargers, right? So right now they're all full-size USB, but again, the move to the future will have way more USB Type-C. So you can get your hands on something like this. Nomad makes this USB Type-C car charger, and as a bonus, it has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery built in. So even when the car is off, you can charge up. So that is really convenient, and I expect to see more stuff like that. And then battery banks are also slowly starting to migrate too. So Anker is a pretty popular manufacturer. They've made one of my favorite already. This is a 20,000 milliamp hour battery, plenty of power that you can just slip in your backpack or a bag, and it can easily charge up a couple tablets or smartphones, or even your USB Type-C laptop several times over. So all these battery and power accessories are actually doing pretty well. All they have to do is just switch to USB Type-C to keep pushing power through that cable. But the things that have to get a little more complex to push data through that cable as well, that's where it starts to get a little tricky. So there's a couple USB Type-C mobile SSDs that I've found, and these are a pretty big deal. If you're a video editor, if you're on the go working with really big files, then you'll start to use these a lot. And the glyph was pretty promising, but it started to have some issues for multiple people, including me on the new MacBook Pro. So right now, the best one I've found is the Samsung T3. I've got a pair of them. They go up to 1 terabyte, and speeds are pretty great. The cable's nice and short. So for mobile editing, this makes a great addition to the setup. And then at the desktop, I was waiting for this one for a while, but this is the Promise Pegasus 3 R8. It's a desktop RAID array. This happens to be the one with 8 hard drives in it, and each hard drive is 6 terabytes in RAID. So this is a 48 terabyte tower of storage. So as of 3 videos ago, I'm now keeping all of the raw video now. Fun fact, for years, I was not doing that. I was just keeping the final video file and throwing away all of the raw video footage, because 8K raw is just a lot. Now I'm just gonna start keeping it all. But even as good as USB Type-C is, at the end of the day, sometimes you're just gonna need another port. You know, you might need HDMI or you might need Ethernet. And so port expanders like this Dell one are going to be good for you, or even from Kickstarter, the Hyperdrive, which you've probably seen. It takes 1 or 2 USB Type-C ports but then adds them back and gives you a bunch of others. This one gives you HDMI and SD card slot and a micro SD card slot, etc. It fits the MacBook Pro aesthetic pretty well. It comes in the right colors, so silver or gold or space gray. And if you don't mind, again, having a little something sticking out of your computer, this can likely solve the biggest problems we have with the MacBook Pro port situation. This is not one of those fading trends. Like, USB Type-C is gaining momentum and is gonna be everywhere to stay. It's not like 3D TVs, which kind of rose and then fell, or even like the sort of modular thing that we're seeing sort of spark in and out. This is definitely here to stay, and you're gonna wanna be on board when this becomes the true universal, again, USB Type-C. Should be everywhere. So that's been it. Hope this helps. Hope you enjoyed a video about USB, and feel free to share it for others who you think should know about the feature that's coming. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.